Hey everyone, and welcome to the Impulse Fan Series podcast. My name is Andrew Lorenzo. I'm, of course, one of the executive producers / I play Max Crandall / Max Mercury. A lot of slashes. Anyway, today's podcast, we had a really awesome conversation with Kristian Quiles, who's also doing a project of his own that's very, very similar to ours in nature, which you'll find out about as soon as we start playing that conversation back. Great dude, all out. Just really excited about his own project, and you're going to hear us talk about some of the challenges, some of the exciting stuff, and everything in between. So we're going to jump right into this conversation with Kristian, and I really hope you enjoy. All right, we are here with Kristian Quiles, who is doing a project of his own. So I, of course, am Andrew Lorenzo. I'm the executive producer / Max Mercury / Max Crandall on our project Impulse. We have Brendan Spizofsky here, who is the producer and writer, and, of course, the titular character of Impulse, Bart Allen. Say hi, Brendan.
Hello. Hello there.
That was so unenthusiastic.
Hi. Hey.
Stole my line.
How you going? Which one was best?
Oh my God. And we also have Josh Haro, who is the cinematographer, director, producer, script doctor, writer, everything that you can possibly imagine. Say hi, Josh.
G'day, everybody.
G'day. And of course, we're joined now by Kristian Quiles, who is doing a superhero fan film of his own. And you guessed it, he's also doing the project Impulse. So it's like kind of double universe right now. So this is really exciting. So welcome to the team, Kristian.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
You know how it is. We're just all kind of trying to stay healthy and make movies.
You got it.
That's it. So, Kristian, really, really excited to have you here, man. So I guess for me, my question to you is, because you're obviously doing a project that's close to you, and it's a project that's close to us as well. And I think we're all kind of curious, is why did you decide to give life to the character of Impulse?
Well, that's a good question. Really, we wanted to bring kind of like a live action, life to the character. Something fresh. I don't know. Me and my cousin's actually my partner. He's the KB in KB and KQ. His name is Christopher Betska. And we work together. We've been making films. We've been doing films on YouTube, fan films for like 10 years, releasing different things. So, it's been an interesting journey, but, we wanted to bring life to a Flash character. And, when we go on YouTube and you look for these Flash fan films, it seems like a lot of people focus on Barry Allen. And I mean, not even Wally West too much, There's not a lot on him either as far as fan films are concerned. And, we want to build a fandom of people that want to be able to see things that are from the comics on the TV screen. And there hasn't really been a lot of live action life, I don't think at all, for the character Impulse, maybe besides Young Justice, which was a cartoon. So, we just wanted to do something different.
Yeah,
they
rock
did
on.
Smallville at one point, didn't they?
Yeah, they actually did. You're right. They did with Smallville. It was brief. He didn't really have a lot of scenes.
No, not at all. And like I think it's very different to the actual Bart from the comics. Like he's more on the lines of like the New 52 Bartor type of slightly more criminal.
Right.
Yeah, he was kind of like that rebel in the show, from what I remember, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of like, I didn't really enjoy. I mean, not for anything to the actor or anything, but I didn't really enjoy that rendition of Bart. He wasn't Brendan.
Thanks. Oh. I don't know what to say.
Just don't say anything. It'll be a milestone in history.
Wow. Yeah, fair enough though.
Fair enough. And so what's your creative process been like, Kristian, like leading up to the point you're at now?
It's been kind of crazy. I mean, we all live in different places. I mean, me and my cousin, he lives about 2 hours and a half of a drive away from me. So we pretty much jump on a call. We pretty much stay up all night. Okay, and we have our script writing software out. We're coming out. We pretty much sit there and come up with different storylines and different ideas and collaborate. And we kind of think of different things that would be cool, whether storyline driven or not. We pull comics, we try to see what we can do to really interest the fandom for Impulse, and what can we do to give the character justice and stuff like that. So I mean, it's just long hours, long nights, early mornings, just sitting there and trying to come up with different things to do.
Yeah, I think we can definitely relate to that. We've had a lot of late night calls, and with Hayden, of course, living in New South Wales, which is what, guys, like an 8-hour drive?
9-hour drive.
Wow.
Depends how
Yeah,
far
and
it
he's,
goes,
of
yes.
course, one of our principal actors. So going
He's going to
around,
be coming down soon.
it's been crazy. So like, where are you now in terms of your creative stage?
Oh, I mean, we just finished. I wouldn't say a month ago, writing the final episode in the first season. So we finally finished season 1 of the series as far as writing is concerned.
Nice.
And we're pretty excited about that. And it's just a matter of trying to get filming done.
Yeah, right. Okay.
What's been the biggest barrier for you guys? Is it the distance?
We have so a lot of our actors, they're from different areas, 4, 5, 6 hours away. And it's, I think the biggest barrier has been just a lot of the stuff that's been going on recently. As far as getting it filmed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's that been like? I mean, I wanted to talk about this anyway, but now that we're already kind of on it, what's that been like for you guys over there with let's talk about the elephant in the room, the COVID-19 coronavirus.
COVID-19.
Mamma jamma.
I mean, it even has The Flash stopping their production. So I mean, it's been crazy. Really, what it is we've been postponing. I mean, we have bad weather in a lot of the areas that we were planning or that we have for filming locations wise. Whether it's snow, it just seems like every single time we're about to go and film, the temperature drops to 5 degrees, or it's snowing, and it's just too much snow, like a foot of snow or something like that, squalls and stuff like that. Aside from that, really, COVID-19 really has put a dampener on. I think we were supposed to film 2 weeks ago, couldn't film, and then next week we're also not going to film. So we're postponing this month's filming just to see how everything goes on. I know the entire Pennsylvania right now is shut down. I'm not sure how it is over there, but the entire Pennsylvania is shut down as far as all businesses, unless they're considered essential businesses. Everything else is closed down.
We just got a new ban. You can't have more than 100 people in the same indoor space, and you can't have 500 in the same outdoor space.
Yeah,
look at that.
And then the travel ban's just been kind of elevated to level 4, which basically means don't.
Nothing in and out, really.
Yeah, it's like you can if you have like a security clearance or whatever. Like, I don't know how it would work if I were to say to them, look, I got to go home and be with my family. I don't even know if that would be enough. Yeah, like my mom said to me this morning, she's like, I wish you were home. I was like, even if I wanted to be, I don't know that I could be.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. We have so we're supposed to be shooting on Sunday in a couple of days for one of our scenes for episode 1, and it's probably the biggest, I guess, scene of episode 1 in terms of people. And so that's been a big kind of like question mark, because we sent out the call sheets to all the extras yesterday, and we actually had to put a big disclaimer in it about coronavirus. And weirdly enough, we actually had already 2 emails from 2 people saying we have coronavirus, so we can't come.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
Which we're like, yeah, I got a second one this morning. So
wow.
we had some like over in quarantine, but 2 said they've actually got it. So I was like,
that's
okay.
insane.
So yeah, it is definitely kind of crazy, because we have 2 more scenes in episode 1 that have quite, I guess, a large number of people, and so those there now, I guess we're going to see what happens. So
yeah, we might even spitballing now that it's come up. I think there's going to come a point, Josh, where maybe we just start filming me and Brendan or Brendan and Arrowette, or like the small scenes, and just get those done so that when we are able to film with big people, we just have to do it that way. And everything's going to be out of order. It's going to be crazy.
Out of order shooting, man. That's definitely a challenge. Uh,
And
every time we've ever done it in the past, there's always one little thing that you miss out on or something like that, and you have to edit and fix it in post and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think there's
been.
something. I don't think there's something we've shot where we haven't done that. I think we always forget something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always forget something.
yeah, it's crazy.
No, I was
So,
gonna say Sunday we're not gonna have a chance to do pickups, so it's like
nah,
you're gonna have
No.
to capture everything. So that's
Yeah, I
gonna
think
be.
that day is going to be a little bit longer than we're
Oh
anticipating. Or
yeah.
at least,
Look, I kind of worked it into the actual the call
Yeah.
sheet. I kind of buffed in the time, but I still think we're gonna go over. But we'll see what
yeah.
happens.
And we're going to cram. I think we're going to cram much more than we're used to cramming in.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's
Can't
3
wait.
scenes, but they're like
Um,
hefty scenes.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be
Right.
allowed to like 20 takes. You'll get a couple takes. We'll do a table stuff.
You
a couple
so
takes. That's it.
will.
Just act well. You'll be fine.
Just
Hey,
act
act well.
over there not doing anything. Just act better.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Nice.
To quote Mr.
like
Lorenzo
any-
on set,
yeah.
don't tell me how to act, Josh.
Who said that?
Like it's my job or
Every
anything.
time you say
Who said that?
You.
I said that?
Every time.
I did not. I was only joking. Josh, you can tell me how to act. Nobody else goddamn can, but Josh can.
Christian, do you guys have your actors having little fits or dramatic instances? Because Andrew is full of them on our set.
What are you saying? What is this? This is news to me.
Hey, we have behind the scenes footage, my friends, so
We
we
really
can
do.
back up these claims.
That's fair.
That'll be fun to see.
No,
Do
it
you have any
won't.
demons on set?
I swear to God, I will end this call right now.
It's like I
So, speaking of actors and extras and stuff, Christian, can you tell us some of the characters that you're going to be exploring in your series?
Yeah, I think what I can say is because a lot of this is, we wanted to hold off on giving too much information on some of the characters.
Yeah.
But I mean, we definitely, what I can say is that we have some new characters that we developed ourselves to kind of fit into the story. We have some characters from the original comic books. I mean, obviously we have Bart Allen. We have we do have a Reverse Flash that's going to be in it as well. Eobard Thawne. We're involving Eobard Thawne in there. Another mystery speedster that I'll keep unnamed for right now.
Okay.
Definitely someone that is looking to find Impulse, and he has it out for him. So you have somebody there. There is a special thing that's going to happen, a special cliffhanger at the very end of the season as well, which is going to introduce another character. But most of our characters that are working, so pretty much what we try to do is we try to kind of mirror the show in a way of similar to like having a Team Flash. So having a best buddy, and a friend that's really, really proficient in, hacking and being able to help tech wise.
Yeah.
And kind of mirror those characters a little bit. Now those characters are all original. We made them up because there's not too much on Bart Allen besides and having a team besides like maybe Young Justice. And we didn't want to really delve deep into Young Justice as of yet. I mean, it's definitely something that we thought of as well, but we didn't want to delve into that as of yet. We wanted to kind of create an origin story for him.
Yeah. Right.
Guys, how come you guys, because he's such a big part of, I guess, Impulse's life and story, you might have plans for him, I'm not sure, but like, how come Max Mercury hasn't been used like thus far in what we've seen?
Yeah.
Max Mercury is definitely huge as far as Impulse's life, and what we want to do is I don't want to say that we're not going to introduce him. We definitely do have some kind of plan to introduce Max Mercury. In season 1, I want it to be more of a drag out of maybe before he meets Max Mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we want to do for the first season. And once we get into like season 2 and beyond, really delve deeper into his deep relationships with other people and really being able to discover what he can do with his powers.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
actually really cool.
Awesome. I have a sort of techie question.
Sure.
How long are you guys looking at doing each year episodes for roughly? Because are you guys doing a YouTube release as well? Or
Yeah.
Insta or? Yeah.
It's gonna be YouTube, yeah. It's gonna be like that's gonna be the main platform that we release it on. And then we're just gonna try to just like get everybody to jump on YouTube and watch it. Episode wise, we're planning to have anywhere from a 8 to 15 minute episode. That's kind of like the rough draft. I mean, really, right now the episodes we just finished filming episode 1, and it's looking like it's gonna be 10 minutes, something like that, roughly.
Yeah.
If I had to
Yes.
estimate it, I didn't really put it together as of yet, but as we get deeper into the story, season finale wise, things like that, there's definitely gonna be longer episodes involved.
Yeah, awesome.
How you guys like? The biggest thing for us is VFX and trying to find consistent
Oh, yeah.
people who can
Yeah.
punch that
Oh,
VFX,
yeah.
bro.
We
How
can
you
tell
guys
you
travel with
stories.
that? Oh, yeah, we can.
I mean, I mean, I've been doing VFX for me and Christopher, both of our channels, for 10 years. I've been learning
Oh, wow.
VFX on my own. I pretty much really delved deep into editing, VFX. And recently Christopher started becoming very good at editing as well, because we kind of collaborated, and I was teaching him, and I was like, come on, can't let me do everything here, bud. And pretty much,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Now we're kind of juggling it with each other, and, he's learning a lot of the editing, but it's really been just me learning on YouTube. That's pretty much my university, learning how to do everything, VFX, and it's just a lot of years under my belt of learning how to do them. I wouldn't say that I'm a guru, but I feel like I could definitely sell the effect.
Like,
Yeah, well, I loved what you did on the trailer with the portal outside as well.
Yeah,
I wanted
we'll
to actually
check
ask
that
you,
out.
you know, I'm going to bring it up right now on YouTube because I actually did have a question about that.
Sure.
'Cause I was trying to figure
Ooh.
out. I was trying
Live
to figure
reviews. I
out-
like this. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
I'll be the one to say it.
Andrew, pull it up on the screen. So this is in the podcast it's a podcast. It's not a video. Never
No,
mind.
it's not.
We'll
Okay,
put it
I'm
on the
gonna
channel.
describe it. I'm gonna describe it with my voice.
Your sexy,
Okay.
sultry emperor voice.
I'll
So
be
that-
honest,
that-
Josh liked your portal better than ours.
I know, I do. I did our portal.
Really?
I like, no, I like.
I
your
really liked your portal, though.
Our portal wasn't bad. It was like right out of the
It
CW,
wasn't
guys.
bad.
I
That's
just,
not
I
crazy.
like
Yeah.
I
I liked your portal because your portal was in 3D space. Like the camera moved kind of like around it in a way, so I kind of like that.
Funnily
That's 'cause
enough,
Josh
that
is a
3D,
master.
the 3D space part wasn't me. That was actually our other VFX guy who did all the 3D track because that's the stuff I don't know how to do. And
So
he
3D
did-
tracking, yeah.
Yeah, he did all the 3D work and everything, and then I just built the elements to throw on the tracking data. So
Right.
yeah, but I was going to ask with that night shot. So I was trying to figure out, is that how much VFX is in that shot apart from the portal? Like
The
sky,
rain is fake. The rain
Okay.
is fake. The lightning is fake. And pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just the portal. It's really just a nighttime shot of me slowly panning forward or zooming with the camera.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. That's all that's going on there. The clouds are fake. The rain is fake, and the portal's fake.
was it
And
that
lighting
dark?
is also fake as well.
Okay, 'cause I
What's
was
up?
gonna say, was it that dark when you shot it? Did you kind of like make it a lot darker in post?
Oh no, I made it darker in post.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I was
yeah.
just like, that's some awesome low light for the black magic. Like,
Yeah,
pocket
that's
camera.
one of the super strengths of the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. That's the reason why, because we don't really have a huge team. To have lighting and to have like a lot of lights and equipment and stuff like that. So I really like the Blackmagic camera for that reason, so that I can be able to work and manipulate things in post, because it just has such a high dynamic range that I'm able to manipulate it in post.
Yeah, no, awesome. No, I really liked. I remember when I saw it, and I was like, whoa, I really like that that portal shot. So yeah.
Appreciate it,
Planning to
man.
do some Impulse portal collabs at some point.
Yeah, man, of course.
Like
All
a
the workshops.
portal hybrid.
Yeah, I would not be opposed.
Nice. You all hear it. You all heard it on the podcast for the first time. Kristian's gonna not be opposed to collaborating with the other Impulse team. We work together in the film industry.
You guys
That's
heard it. That's right.
Gotta look after each other.
That's it,
Absolutely,
man.
man. Absolutely, man. I seen your guys' it's really interesting because I made an Impulse. We were thinking about Impulse, didn't look up Impulse. Really weird. We looked up every other fan series, Flash fan series on YouTube. Didn't find Impulse, right? And we're just like, hey, like, what if we make a story about Bart Allen? And we're just like, yeah, nobody has that. we jump on YouTube after we start putting the script together and getting characters involved and getting actors involved. I'm like, wait, hold on. there's another team working on Impulse right now. And
that was our
hilarious.
response too. That's exactly how we reacted too.
Because we kept like typing Impulse in YouTube, being like, oh, where are we sitting? Because there's that
Right,
Netflix show, the YouTube original show called Impulse, and that kept coming up. We're like, oh, where are we sitting in the ranking? And then we're like, oh, we're climbing, and then we see this like image of a portal, and we're like, what is this? We're like, click. I remember freaking out. I messaged the other guys. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Who are these people? What are they doing? Go. And we were just like,
my cousin were going crazy too, man. Yeah,
Oh,
same
that
thing with
was
us. Me and my cousin were going nuts, man. I was just like, wait, hold on. Impulse? What is this? Is that a flash ring? I forgot. At first, you guys had a different thumbnail. You guys had a thumbnail of you guys in the costumes. I was like, oh, God. These guys have costumes. We hadn't even ordered costumes yet. We hadn't even done any of that stuff yet, man. It was just hilarious. I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, we were the same. We were trying to figure out because I did a like concept post, so I had the actors come down and we just did some photos on the green screen. And
right.
So obviously Bart's costume is it the season 4 Flash, Brendan? Which season?
Yeah, season 4 Flash that I had gotten, and then I
like recolored.
Yeah, and then we photoshopped it up, like added some extra bits and pieces in. Obviously, the visor and all that's all fake.
Right.
Arrowette is a Green Arrow costume, but made it red in post and all that kind of stuff. Gave her the mask and the back and all. And then Max Mercury is just like his own original. It's like
Max jeans and a bike jacket, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. And I gave it a collar.
It was a modified Flash mask.
And then Inertia is the one that's that YouTube the Google image one. It's that concept art that someone's done. Like everyone's just photoshopped their faces. So I just got because we had nothing even close.
Right.
But I just wanted to get something up for the poster. And then we had that as an initial image. And then we're like, I figured we'll update the image over time just to kind of keep it fresh and changing. But yeah, I mean, we're getting our costumes done at the moment. Hopefully, we're gonna have Impulses end of the month, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
End of the month.
So you guys are working with a costume designer. I think I heard on the other podcast that you guys had some people from Universal Studios, right?
Yeah. So basically, our costume designer, she works alongside with. She's not. We're not affiliated with Universal, but she has worked with Universal Studios before. So she kind of she knows what she's doing, and she's been sending us a lot of the concepts, and we're going. There's a lot of back and forth as with anything, but it's starting to come together. It's starting to look really cool. Like we're all getting really excited. And she's really easy to work with too. Like, if she sends us something that we're not completely sold on, we'll just let her know, and she'll change it, like no questions asked. And it's just really good to have somebody like
awesome,
that.
Dude.
Yeah, it's good to have somebody like that on our team, especially because they're so far away. It just makes that process, because she's based in LA, obviously, and so it just makes that process a lot easier that we have somebody that's so shout out to Adern, love you.
Yeah.
Love you,
but yeah, the costumes have definitely been a crazy element, because we've been so specific on what we want, and with colors and everything, and going through the materials and colors, and where every little bit and piece is going to be. So this actually today we're going to be locking down Inertia's boots, what kind of shoes and boots he's going to be wearing. And so we've got a list of 20 different. We started with kind of combat boots, and now we've moved to motorcycle boots, and then obviously they're going to be modified and painted and all sorts of things. So we're just kind of going through, and yeah, it's definitely been a journey, but everything we've seen so far, we're really excited to get the actual suits, because then we can do the proper posters in the proper costumes.
Sleep in mine.
You can actually no, you will not.
Don't sleep
And then
in
we
it.
can actually
I'll go to the grocery store and find whatever's left on those shelves, Josh.
Oh gosh.
I'm not getting out of that suit.
I haven't found toilet paper in 5 days, but that's besides the point.
No, my mom sent me some from New Jersey or South Carolina. She's living.
No, she did not.
She did. She sent me 4 rolls. It was awesome.
Gosh. Oh man. I mean, costumes. I was gonna say, costumes has been tough for us too. Well, I mean, it's been particularly tough for us. Because right now we're getting a design done. But the thing, it looks like it's not going to be ready, because I don't want to give away too much here, but really what it is that in our show, people, just in case you guys were wondering, a lot of people are asking, why is Bart Allen wearing a Kid Flash suit instead of wearing, the Impulse suit? Doesn't he don the Impulse title before Kid Flash? And, the answer to that is yes, that's correct. Um, Although we wanted to take a different approach on it.
Yeah.
And we wanted to kind of change things up. I mean, we don't want everything to be predictable. We don't want everything, everyone to know exactly what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. So really what we wanted to do is take a different spin on it and say, I wanted Bart Allen to don the Kid Flash suit first and realize that he really wants his own identity. And he feels like he's not good enough in order
Like
to
a Nightwing arc kind of thing.
you know what I mean? Yeah, like he's not good enough to don the title of the previous Flashes. And he wants to have his own identity, and then eventually dons the Impulse title with that costume. Right now, we're working with someone in Disguise Designs. I'm not sure if you guys heard of them, but they've worked with Andy Poon in the past as well. Just in case you guys don't know Andy Poon, he worked with CW to design some of the costumes. So, we're working together. We're trying to see what we can get done for the Impulse suit. A couple of shots have already been sent over to me, and we're modifying it as well. But it's going to be really awesome when he dons that title finally in the show, and I can't wait to show you guys too.
Yeah, man.
That's
Looking
funny
forward
you
to it.
mentioned that, because initially when we were writing this, we wrote it as a film, not a series. And our initial version of the script,
Seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so our initial version of the script, we had the exact same thing. We're like, no, Bart's going to come into being Impulse, and so he's going to get his costume at the very end. But then I remember Brendan was like, I want to wear the costume. I want to wear the costume. I want to wear the costume. Like, I don't want to be one final scene into the film. And we're like,
you're not cheap. I don't want to spend that much money on a costume that I'm only going to wear last episode. Or like last
exactly.
Right.
And we're just kind of like, okay, how do we rework this? And then obviously over time we ended up expanding into a series, because the feature ended up just getting so long in what we're writing, because we kept adding story arcs, and we're like, okay, well, this is going to be, this is now leveling Peter Jackson level, in terms of length of film. And like, okay, let's make it a series instead. We broke it up. We kind of broke it up, and we realized that it kind of perfectly cut into 6 episodes, and we're like, sweet, well, that kind of works out really well. So yeah, we ended up like, you know what? We'll give him the costume straight up, and just we'll just push out.
And look at that, we actually thought very alike with the episode split out. Ours is 5, but the 5th episode splits in half because it's a longer episode. So it ends up being the same kind of deal here. 6 episodes.
That's kind of how it's worked out.
It's Kismet.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike,
That's right.
Yeah. By the way, I showed Andrew the guys that the In Disguise Designs that are doing they did the Superman costume, and he's freaked out. He's a Superman.
Oh, okay. So you guys have seen his work before?
No, I just sent it to him right now. I'm having a look at it right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm freaking out. Like I'm like gonna save my life savings and buy one of those.
It's crazy.
My life savings is like $50.
So you've been saving for a while. Yeah.
I was gonna ask. So one of the things as we were writing that we kind of were really discussing was, how much fan service do we give fans? Like, how much do we shove into this series to really kind of make it in the world that it's in? And this was this back and forth we had where we're like, oh, well, let's focus on Impulse. And it was like, yeah, but this is the world they live in. So obviously, name dropping and Easter eggs and all these things are going to, and we kind of like, I'll be honest, we kind of just went balls to the wall and just were like, add everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think every second word in our series is like an Easter egg or a name drop or something.
It's like a little bit overboard, but it's also a little bit awesome at the same time.
Right. That's
you
cool.
can blame Josh for that. I'll be like, Josh, it's fine. We've done enough. No, we need more.
It's like, we have a random person. That person can't be random. There must be somebody from a comic or something.
Right. Exactly.
So I guess I want to be.
Gives us the biggest headaches because of that, though.
But it's just constant hype rising, and that's I don't know, that gets me excited.
That's the reason that the scripts have taken so long to finish. You guys realize?
And we're still adjusting it. We're still this is the funniest part. We have an entire arc thread that we still have to put in the entire show, and so we're like, okay, we need to, because obviously I won't. Obviously we can adjust and edit stuff out of the podcast. But oh my gosh, I just remembered off topic. I just remembered that epic scene that we spoke about in the middle of the series. I'm not going to say it, but I just remembered that. Oh wow. Okay, no, we can tell Kristian privately later.
Kristian about that.
Yeah, we'll talk to him privately later about that. That's no, and actually no, that scene there. The reason why I bring it up is because that definitely has to do with your production as well, Kristian. Which we'll talk to you outside of the podcast about that.
Yeah, we'll talk.
I mean, wait, how about we can do this? We can be like, hey, Andrew, cut this portion out in 3, 2, 1.
No way. No,
go.
I don't want to edit anymore. Don't make me edit it.
He's like, I just want to drag the clip and just hit export.
Yeah. But we're the worst at that. Literally, there's been like a character that helps out Inertia throughout the series was never there, and was just like a little side kind of thug. And then Josh was like, "What if we make it this person?" And then we started writing for another month.
Yeah. So it's
That's
been,
how that goes.
Constantly evolving, set of scripts. And so I think with episode 1, because we gave ourselves the deadline of having to release episode 1 by the end of June. And obviously we think that should be okay, but with coronavirus, who knows now? We're kind of seeing what's going to happen with those other scenes.
That's a similar timeline with us as well. Yeah, we were planning to drop around the same time as well, like before June, something like that.
God damn it, we're going to be like Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Yeah, pretty much.
That can be cool. That can be the hashtags. Get your double dose of impulse. It's like
that's right.
You can watch them the same time.
I like that.
So, but sorry, yeah. So with where I was going before with the writing element, I was going to see. So, when you guys have been writing, how did you go with? I guess, that kind of balance of trying to figure out how far do we go with Easter and trying to shove in as much as possible, and then I guess where does it level out with the story you're trying to tell?
In reality, because we have a lot of original characters, we had a really long discussion on balancing that as well. We were just like, okay, how much fan service do we want to give? How much fan service do we want to give? I can say for a fact during the series, probably near the middle of the series itself, there is a crazy name drop. Or I don't want to say a name drop, but there is a crazy, foreshadowing of an event. That'll happen later in the season.
We can bleep it out. Just shut up.
No, but you can if you want to tell us. I will.
No, but you
Okay. Well, I'll give you this.
Hey everyone, Andrew here. Unfortunately, I have to cut away from that recording because there were some spoilers for Kristian's series that we're not ready to release to the public yet. So I'm going to get right back into the conversation now. The reason that I came in to kind of explain what's just happened is because there is a bit of a jump, and it won't make sense if you didn't realize that we cut out that middle recording. So here we go again.
That's going to be so cool to see like our different takes on the same like event.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. That's awesome. That is. So
and
awesome.
It's really interesting. It's almost like, especially with the stuff that's going on now in the CW, it's like these two entities of this Impulse series can actually coexist really quite nicely because of all of the the multiverse and the expanded universe and the parallel realities on that. It's like we can exist in the same world almost, which is really, really exciting and interesting. So totally, it just brings that whole new level of wow. Let's see how this plays out in this universe compared to the other. It's really exciting.
Are you guys tied to a specific Earth?
No.
Don't answer that, Josh.
We look, funnily enough, we probably will have to because of that middle of the season thing we want to talk to you about later on. I don't know how much that gives away, but essentially so this is the thing, right? Our story. So I mean, this is no spoilers. Our story takes place in 3 timelines. Yeah, 3 timelines. I'm looking at the board. We have a timeline on my whiteboard, and it's like it is a headache. It's a timeline of events of the series, and then there's arrows everywhere. We're showing all the different like time travel elements and all these things. But we start in 2056. So that's where Bart's from. That's where Bart's coming from, and then he gets thrown back into 2020. So he gets thrown back into now, and then I won't say what happens, but at some point we're in 2060. 2060.
All right, 2060,
2060. So they're the three timelines we're playing with. Then obviously there's 1834 or 1832. But
Wow.
where was I going with this?
Yeah, we roll hard through the timeline, my brother.
I see.
That's why Andrew had that
shenanigans.
dash.
That's interesting.
But wait, where? So I've completely lost my train of thought. Where are we going with the time travel?
How could you not when you're talking about so many different timelines?
The multiverse.
Oh yeah, that's right. With the time, no, not the multiverse, with the timeline stuff. So, so we're going from 2056 to 2020. You would also mention that for yours, so you're traveling back in time, but it's still in the future. So, is your I don't know if your dates are something you want to, I guess keep,
no, yeah, he's coming from the 30th century.
Okay.
And he's running back. So we wanted to kind of like mirror it, kind of like the show in a way, but at the same time keep it different. So he's really upset at this point. They're on Earth 247, initially.
Yep.
Bart starts to run, being very, very upset one night, over the loss of his parents, and starts running really upset and doesn't realize that he had the Speed Force in him the entire time. Ends up busting, a portal and busting through time, but not only time, ends up on a different Earth as well. So he not only runs back in time, he ends up on a different Earth, and it ends up being around the year 2080, 2090.
Okay.
And that, that'll be dealing with the futuristic elements of that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of CGI.
Because that's where we're running into a lot of like question marks on that for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, it's just the way that we did it is we took a deep study on how technology really like took off, when it started taking off, the pace of it, and we wanted to like give it a realistic look as well, not make it too futuristic, but at the same time, there is some elements that we're messing around with. We've downloaded a couple 3D models of some cities, some futuristic cities, so we do plan to try to use something like that, but it really just depends how that CGI turns out, and we kind of filmed the backup plan for it just in case the CGI doesn't work out. But we do plan to do some futuristic elements that is make it obvious that they're definitely in the future.
Yeah, awesome.
Josh is giving us a massive headache with like, I want hologram this, and
no, so we were having conversations on how we're going to showcase it, and my thing was like 2056. Okay, that's 36 years from now. How much is going to change? And we thought, well, look, things like buildings and cars and all that kind of like a lot of infrastructure is going to, for the most part, stay the same. Like there'll be new buildings, new cars, but the things that change quite rapidly is things like mobile technology. Now we look at like the iPhone only came out in 2008. That was only 12 years ago. And so I thought, well, in 36 years, I think the evolution of small tech is gonna kind of snowball, and that's why. So, for example, one of the things we're looking at, and we actually have to have sorted out by this weekend, is so instead of having mobile phones, we wanted to give everyone like maybe something like Google Glass, where it's like like a heads-up display, or something like a wristband that has like a little holographic interface. Now the thing is, we already kind of have that technology now. There's a lot of prototypes of like these little like laser holographic displays on tables and things. And so I think in 36 years, I could see that evolving quite rapidly.
Be much more mobile, yeah.
Exactly, and I think to the point where we can mainstream. So we're trying to adjust like the little things to make it, and then obviously we'll CGI some buildings in and things like that, little elements. But for the most part, it's going to be the world that we're kind of currently in, but we're going to try and shoot a lot more kind of newer buildings here in Melbourne that look quite, I guess, futuristic, or have that kind of new design to them. But yeah, I mean, it kind of makes it easy because it's only episode 1 is in the future. Well, is in 2056. Then once it comes back to 2020, it's like, well, we got what we got. One of the funny things that we had to write in was the fact that because we had people questioning, how come the cars are on the other side of the road in the trailer? And we were like, okay, so
because America got smart and started using
exactly. So essentially, yeah. In episode 2, they make a point about it. Bart's like, I forget the exact line, but he's like, it's so weird that you guys drive on the other side of the road, and Arrowhead's like, oh yeah, you must be from Central City. So it's kind of like we have a thing where the two different cities have different road-based things. So we just kind of, we kind of throw away a few things like that, explain them away.
Right.
With little things, but yeah, I guess just some of the fun things of filming in Australia.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's it. I mean, look, if George Lucas can do that stuff in Rogue One to explain just how goofy the design of the Death Star was, we can explain quite easily how we just drive on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Those are little things.
I'll circle right back. I remember now. I remember the thing I was forgetting before. So it was in terms of specific Earth. And so, yeah, we haven't had a specific Earth yet, but one of our big things has been, as we've been writing, we've been kind of, obviously we're trying to keep very close to the source material in certain areas, and then in other parts we're, having that creative freedom. And so I guess in that we've been using elements from a lot of different Earths and a lot of different segments. So there's going to really be kind of a mix-up of different events that don't necessarily happen on the one planet or at the one time. So certain characters will be certain ages that they wouldn't necessarily be in that timeline within our show. So yeah, we just kind of went with like what works for the story we want to tell. And so there'll be some people we see that you'd be like, oh, they would be old at this point, but they're obviously just younger, stuff like that. So, that's
Right.
That's ours is sitting for that kind of stuff.
Rock on. So, look, I think we've probably given our audiences a lot of information to think
Definitely.
about to get them excited, and to drive them toward checking out our project. So, Kristian, look, where can people go to learn more about your project, your team, and what you guys are doing? Instagram, social media, shout it out, and I'll put it in the show notes. What do you got for me?
Yeah, so we're on Instagram, KBNKQ. Same thing for YouTube. KBNKQ is going to have all of our material in there. Through Instagram, we're constantly throwing promotions out there for how you can watch trailers and get sneak peeks and behind the scenes footage as well. So even there's a link to the YouTube channel.
Rock on, man. All right. Well, look, I think I can speak for all three of us and the rest of the cast and crew of Impulse. We've really, really enjoyed talking to you. I hope we get to talk to you again. I'm sure we will. And look, man, thank you so much for coming on board.
Hey, man, not a problem, dude.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that conversation that we had with Kristian. Again, Kristian, thank you so much for coming and speaking to Brendan, myself, and Josh. We really look forward to speaking with you again and hopefully being able to collaborate with you. And for everybody out there listening, remember, you will find all you need to know about where you can find Kristian and his project in the show notes of this episode. That's including his Instagram, a link to his trailer. So head on over there, give him a follow, give him some likes, show the support, because as you know, with this thing that's going around the world right now, the COVID-19, the coronavirus, a lot of industries are being affected, and the arts, we're really being affected as well. So we need all the support we can get right now. If you want to support Impulse, head on over to patreon.com/Impulse fan series to become a member of our Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You're going to be able to get access to some exclusive behind-the-scenes content, videos, footage, even conversations on the podcast that we might not make available to the general public. And some of the Patreon members will also have access to a Facebook group page where you can chat with members of the cast and crew of the Impulse fan series, where we really hope to meet some of you. So remember, patreon.com/Impulse fan series. Head on over there, see what the certain membership tiers are, and whichever one suits you. We hope that you join up, and we look forward to sharing some exclusive stuff with you. Look, thank you so much again for listening today to the Impulse Fan Series podcast, and we hope to catch you next time.